Welcome to Leadership Unleashed, the show that will explore the multifaceted world of leadership through insightful interviews, thought-provoking discussions, and practical advice from leaders throughout Westchester County and beyond.
Today, we are very excited to bring you a special episode of Leadership Unleashed, featuring Corine Lurry-Mabin, President and CEO of Andrus, and a 2026 Hall of Fame winner of the Minority Business Success Award. Thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thank you for having me.
We are also very happy to have Westchester Medical Center as the premier sponsor of the Leadership Unleashed podcast. Thank you for the support.
This is the coming home you dream about.
But getting here was unimaginable.
At 25 weeks, I was hemorrhaging badly, losing amniotic fluid. Fortunately, I was taken to Westchester Medical Center, where they have the most advanced care in the Hudson Valley for high-risk pregnancies and premature babies. And because we were there, now we're here.
WMC Health, advancing care here.
So getting right into it, we want to hear all about the work that Andrus does, the work that you do, and your time with the organization. Tell us everything.
Great. So I've been here with the organization. It'll be 29 years in August. So I pretty much grew up here. Andrus is a multi-service organization really focused on looking at ways of how we're supporting families around emotional and social well-being. And we do that in a variety of different ways, from our residential treatment center to our special education school to our community-based programs where we are providing outpatient mental health services, school-based mental health services in roughly about 27 different schools, and some family support and care coordination for families in predominantly Westchester County. We also train and consult globally on a trauma responsive model called the Sanctuary Model. And when I started here, back in 1997, I always tell the story that to the new employees coming in that who would have thought I was turning down the position because I had car trouble and I thought I needed my vehicle to travel around to visit families in homeless shelters and support them. But who would have thought that or knew that I was actually turning down an organization that I would one day lead? Didn't even begin to imagine that. So here I am today, really honored and truly proud to be sitting in this seat to support and families, leading an organization to ensuring that each family, each life that we touch and we connect with have the opportunity to receive the therapies and supports and guidance in order for them to thrive.
That's incredible. And it's really just a testament to the organization having you, have had such a storied career, with them and through them over the years. What would you say are your key focus areas at Andrus right now? And what are some of the goals, your goals and the organization's goals as you look ahead?
So interesting thing, we're actually coming up to our centennial.
Yes, 100 in 2028, right?
Yes, 2028. March 15th, 1928 was when we opened our doors as an orphanage. And so we're getting ready to celebrate. And since stepping into this role, I've been in this role officially for a little bit over a year. And since stepping into this role, I really thought about what is needed here. And so the focus and what I've been working with my teams, we're really looking at how do we continue to preserve and enhance the Andrus legacy as we move towards our centennial and beyond. So the goal is to be able to have an organization that can stand and be able to support communities another 100 or 200 years. So really looking at ways of how we're preserving and enhancing, building on the programs, moving into new areas within the county or outside the county, across the country, providing resources and support. The other area is really investing in people. So looking at how are we giving our staff the tools that they need to thrive in their roles. Just how we focus on ensuring that the children and families that we connect with thrives, it's important, first of all, to make sure that our staff have the tools that they need. I share with them and I state that my role as the CEO and my team's role is to remove the barriers so that way you can be successful. So, really looking at how we're investing in our staff. Our staff, they're the engine to our mission. And without them, we can't have the outcomes that we're striving for our children and families. So, really looking at ways how we're investing in them, investing in giving them new skills, training, any educational needs, how helping them learn how to manage their emotions so that way they can best show up for our children. And the third area is for us to become a leader or continue to lead in trauma responsive care. So really fine tuning some of the work that we're doing, looking at ways of how we're enhancing the work that we're doing. One area that we're looking at is really building on, there's something called One Health, this One Health framework, but looking at how we could pretty much enhance it and magnify it. So it's looking at and understanding the connection between animal health, human health and well-being, and the environment. So we sit on 110 acres here in Yonkers and Hastings on Hudson, and really amplifying all these different components of the campus and how we build that into the treatment plan for our youth and build it in a connected approach and not necessarily a silo approach. So that way we could change some of the trajectories and outcomes for children who are in residential treatment care, or as well as children who are coming to a special education school. So those are the three areas for me. I mean, preserving, enhancing the Andrus legacy, investing in people, and leading in trauma responsive care.
Those are all just such incredible goals. It sounds like you have nothing to do over the next few years, but I'm so glad you shared those because, we've been speaking with all of the Hall of Fame winners, on the Leadership Unleashed podcast. And the theme that we're absolutely seeing amongst all this year's winners is really this focus on enhancing the organizations, really solidifying the organization's legacy and this, real return to the investment in their people. And you touched on those points so well, and it has so resonated that as the awards are coming into their 25th annual and these businesses, including your own, are being recognized in these different capacities, how aligned everybody really is sort of now looking towards the future. So that's all incredible. Thank you so much for sharing that. And you mentioned about Andrus turning 100 in March 2028. So consider this your official save the date, Westchester listening community. How do you envision and Andrus envisioning celebrating this milestone?
Party, a big party.
I like
we
it.
Are going to
I'll mark the date.
Birthday party we can imagine. So for me, it's important to as we celebrate with not just the children and the families and the communities that we are partnering with and who we are supporting, but also really looking at the family, the Andrus family, and pulling them in and celebrating with them, because without John Andrus and without the families, we wouldn't be here today. So making sure that they're part of the celebration. And it's not going to be just one day of celebrating. We're going to look at ways of how we are celebrating throughout the year. So it might be smaller events, activities that the children are involved in, that some of our stakeholders are involved in, our partners are involved in, as well as the Andrus family. Because we know and understand that healing does not occur in isolation. And in order for our children and our families and our communities to heal, we must do this in a collaborative approach, or pull on the community to support with the healing. So since we're pulling on the community to support with the healing, we're going to pull on the community to celebrate.
I like that. You have to have the mixed bag of everything, and you're bringing all the most important things to the forefront. So I love that. So we will absolutely be putting that on our calendars because we all love a good party. So thank you for that.
Yes.
Now, with this 25th annual Hall of Fame Awards coming up at the end of April, how does this recognition reflect on your journey within Andrus and Andrus as a whole?
I think for me, it is more of nothing is impossible. That you sometimes it may take a little while, but you stay dedicated, you stay committed, especially if it's something that you love. And also, it reminds me that there's going to be challenges, but don't give up. You surround yourself around those who encourage you and who can support you, and you'll be awarded in due time. Sometimes you're in the background, but the background is important as well, because while you're in the background, you're learning. And with my journey here at the organization, I learned from every single leader that I was leading, that I was learning from, that I was either directly reporting to, that I was working alongside. I always looked for something to learn, as well as always looking for a solution. And just my journey in and of itself just continues to remind me, just stay the course. Stay the course, and if you believe in something, you stay the course regardless of what's happening around you. You just stay focused.
Absolutely. And you talked on it a bit before in terms of investing in people. Where do you see your leadership, the innovations that you're going to be working with, that your people are going to be working with? Where do you see that all headed next?
For me, it's connecting with more lives. Pulling in more ideas. When we have a diverse group of thought, we'll have more players around the table, and that will lead to better outcomes for our communities, for our children, our families, and our communities. Just more players around the table to support and help us to become an even greater organization.
Well, thank you so much for this conversation, Corine. It was great having you as our guest on Leadership Unleashed. Thank you again to our sponsor, Westchester Medical Center, and to our listeners. Please be sure to join us on Tuesday, April 28th at the Glen Island Harbor Club as we celebrate Corine and Andrus and our other incredible honorees at our 25th Annual Hall of Fame Awards. It'll be a night you don't want to miss. Be sure to check out the BCW Podcast Network's expansive lineup of shows: Leadership Unleashed, What's Trending, Advocacy and Politics Unplugged, the Member Spotlight, and Nonprofit Voices of Impact. The Business Council of Westchester is the county's largest business membership organization focusing on economic development and advocacy. With over 1,100 members, it is our mission to work for the profitability of our members and the prosperity of the Westchester community. To learn more about the Business Council of Westchester, please go to thebcw.org.